pregame if you want to get the whole Guardians experience. There it is. Tonight on MMS and on the iHeartRadio app. If you listen or watch the show, rather, thank you to Gregorian Chet for helping out in the video department today at AlanCoxShow.com. A lot of people offering their thoughts on who you could be considering. Surprised at how many people said John Cusack. I think that guy would come to mind immediately. He's a well-known guy.
Although he does kind of look like that guy, Miles. Teller, Miles Teller.
Not Patrick Dempsey.
No, that's...
You know who that is.
That's the ER guy. Or Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy. He was Loverboy back in the day.
He's really cute, yeah.
Not Matthew Lillard.
No, I love Matthew Lillard.
Right, he was Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo movies.
Johnny Knoxville.
No, also love him.
Jonathan Knoxville.
No.
PJ Clapp.
I don't know who that is.
That's Johnny Knoxville.
Oh.
Willem Dafoe.
Gross. He's like a better-looking Harlan Williams. They look the same. They have
Are
the same...
you suggesting that Harlan Williams is not a very attractive man? You know, he's a friend of mine.
I didn't say that. I said a better-looking Harlan Williams. They had the same like long face and weird hair. Maybe I'm thinking of Harlan Williams. I don't know.
You know, he and Dave Foley are in this show that my daughter has been watching. It's called Super Pups. Has anyone seen this?
I've never watched it, but we've talked about it with him.
Have we?
Oh, no, because he had a show called Puppy Dog Pals.
He did the cartoon. He's making bank off that Puppy Dog Pals.
Oh, so this is a real show.
It's a live-action show with all CGI dogs, and it's Dave Foley who has to take every job offered to him.
Yes.
Because his divorce agreement, if you've never read up on Dave Foley's divorce agreement, it will curl your toes.
Super Pups.
PUPZ. Harlan Williams is a mad scientist. Dave Foley is a grandpa.
Yeah.
I was watching. I've been watching all the new Kids in the Hall episodes on Amazon.
Yeah, I watched some of those. They're
but
fun.
Super Pups over there on, I think it's on Netflix, and it could easily be a movie, but it's an episodic series with like these kids who find out that each one of their dogs have superpowers because they were part of a lab experiment. It's really wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My boyfriend Zara watches that.
Super Pups.
I'm almost positive.
Yeah.
They're like talking to each other about battling and
it's
going
something,
into
it's
fighting for the greater good. And
the greater good. It's always got to be about the greater good. That's what Pound Cake tells me. It's always got to be about the greater good. Speaking of young Cody Brown, tomorrow is going to be a new Pound Cake Sports Break, and I assume a new episode of the Pound Cake podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And what will this week's be? What will you be doing a deep dive into this week?
I was just debating with Bill when he came into the studio during the break. I don't know whether to do Johnny Depp and Amber Heard or Roe v. Wade, and I'm like, they both have made zero progress, so I don't even know if I want to do either one.
Well, you said you were going to do Roe v. Wade last time, and then you pivoted to...
UFOs.
UFOs,
crazy pivot.
Right.
Because it was declassified. But the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing, it's just been Amber Heard's testimony that has just been digging her into a deeper grave. As far as Roe v. Wade goes, there hasn't been any status on that, and I said I wanted to get some ladies lined up to talk about it. So that's why I didn't.
Well, I think Amber Heard's lawyer, I think her testimony is over. Amber Heard's lawyer, I think, has...
Doesn't she want to quit?
...rested their case. Well, Johnny Depp filed a motion to dismiss her countersuit, and that was dismissed. They said, no, this is going to go on. But her attorneys have rested their case. And so I don't know what comes next. I guess Jason Momoa went to bat for her to keep her in Aquaman numero dos.
Everyone is exposing her as they're saying that she's a liar, but I'm like, I really don't know who to believe. When you have two highly uncredible people, I don't know who to take the side of.
But I think of them more as both equally credible, not both incredible or uncredible, but
equally credible because they're both
I think they're
crazy flawed human beings.
Both, yeah, it's like two high-speed trains that are head on the same track going head on. The whole thing just makes me feel weird.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like these people coming at her, calling her like a bitch and she's lying. I'm like, call her a bitch because she's a bitch, not because she is going against Johnny Depp. There are fans, no matter what, even if Johnny did beat her, even if Johnny did all the things that he is accused of, there are a certain percentage of people that will support him no matter what. And I have an issue with that because she can't speak out necessarily. No matter what he did, she will be looked at as the villain or, the victim. And I don't like that. So I have a real hard time with all these people, especially all these men, saying like, oh, well, it's time for her to get hers, or this is the downfall of the Me Too movement. I'm like, but she doesn't necessarily have to be a part of the Me Too movement to say that she was abused. It's just hard for me to believe, like a lot of things that happen in Hollywood, it's hard for me to believe that you will go through an entire court case, have your career destroyed, have your reputation destroyed if you're lying. It's just hard for me to believe. People may do it. It just makes it really hard for me.
The lawyer reading those Johnny Depp texts, though, that was pretty wild. Called her a gold-digging, low-level, dime-a-dozen, mushy, pointless, dangling, overused, flappy fish market.
Jeez.
There you go. Tell me how you really feel.
That's a guy who's mad at his wife.
Yes.
Did he use commas? Like, is it all the correct pronunciation?
You know what?
Punctuation?
You are a flappy fish market. If you've never used that before with your woman, who knows?
And the guy that, like, the next guy who dates her, he's in for it. She can't date again. Her career's ruined and her dating life is ruined.
Do you think there's any chance, though, that when she originally sued him and they had the case in Europe, that she thought there's no way this is going to go any further?
Yes.
That this is what it... So I think that's what it leads to now. That it's not that, why would you go through all of this if you were lying? I think she never thought it was going to go this far. Now she can't turn around.
I completely agree with that because she was like, oh, I'm going to donate all this money. She got $3 million that she was supposed to donate. She's like, no one's going to check up on me.
7.
No. Oh, was it 7?
3.5 million to 2 different charities. She said, I pledged the whole thing. And that was a whole big thing because his lawyer was like, but you didn't donate it. You just pledged it. And she was like, it's the same thing. And the lawyer was like, well, it's not, Johnny
Depp has been famous for way longer than she has. He's been famous longer than she's been alive. And he seems to have kind of bent reality to his will in this.
What do you mean?
Well, like... people don't they either are kind of, oh, that's just Johnny Depp, because these kinds of stories have been part of his life for a long, long time. He's a rebel, and he's a drunk, and he's a drug addict, and blah, 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 that they're kind of baked into the cake. So I think there are some people who are looking at this like, looking at Amber Heard and going, what did you think you were getting yourself into with Johnny Depp? But Johnny Depp was with a woman he's with Vanessa Paradis for a long time. They live in Paris. They have a couple of kids. He's got a grown daughter. And so it's just very, very strange to me in this era of everybody seemingly being I shouldn't say overly sensitive. In an era of people being more sensitive than they have been to the whole Me Too thing, for everybody to go, well, I'm going to throw Me Too away because I don't like her. Except you don't know her. Mm-hmm. None of us do. They both have histories that run counter to their testimony, right? They have audio of her laughing at him, saying you'll never get anybody to believe that you were abused or but she's throwing crap at him. He called her a flappy fish market.
Yeah, but a flappy fish market is just like you said, I'm mad at my wife, saying, I dare you to testify because no one's going to believe a straight white male.
Understood.
Those are two very different things.
I know.
Here's my inner Republican, because I'm like, you don't know what happened before she recorded that tape. Like, you don't know what happened. Clearly, if they are setting each other up, they're taping stuff all the time. So she could just easily say, I'm going to put this in my pocket, and then I'm going to say something, inflammatory, and that is now the audio clip. And I told you this was going to happen. I knew because Johnny Depp, he's not an idiot, and he has an entire team behind him. By him doing this court case publicly, the media is making money off of this. They're exploiting this, like, by all means. They're going to twist the odds in Johnny's favor because they're like, oh, well, we can make money off of this. All right, we couldn't make money off of his stupid movie that he got fired from, but we can make money off of this. So they want to keep exploiting Johnny. They don't need Amber Heard. They can get rid of her. The Me Too movement is only as good as the money they can make off of it, and they're not making any money off of Amber Heard. So that's like maybe I will do the podcast on that tonight because I'll make that point because it just. He did this whole trial as a favor. He's not going to get $50 million out of Amber Heard.
But this whole trial, his claim almost solely rests on kind of a semantic argument, too, because he says that her claim rests on the fact that she referred to herself as representing domestic abuse, not surviving it. He wants to say she was not a victim of domestic abuse. She called herself a public figure representing abuse.
But she was.
Not a victim or a survivor of it. She didn't name him. This is in that Washington Post thing from 3 years ago when she first came out. And everybody knew who she was talking about because they knew who she was with and they knew his history.
But if he hit her once, is that not a domestic abuse?
If he hit her one time?
If he hit her, it doesn't matter if she hit him back. If they were fighting each other, that is domestic abuse.
That's my understanding of it.
So therefore, her claim...
But you have to parse that out if you get into a multi-million-dollar lawsuit.
But this is for defamation. And if defamation, it's not defamation if it's true in any standard. Like,
again, he already lost one case in the UK. I don't know what he thought he was going to do over here. Maybe he thought that
the laws are different.
Understood that the laws are different, but I'm just saying I think he also thought that he might benefit more from, I don't know. No one knows what's in anyone's brain. It's just that the whole thing is really weird. Nobody's going to come out of, people are like, Poundcake said, their careers are over.
No.
Her career might be over.
Johnny can still be exploited.
I think he will bounce back.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he'll work again. You're not going to be getting paid $30 million to play Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
Roman Polanski will put you in something.
Who is more at a loss, Johnny Depp or Marilyn Manson?
What do you mean?
Like, who will work first? Because Marilyn Manson, I don't know if he's...
Well, I think that kind of behavior is more accepted in rock and roll.
So,
that's why Johnny Depp has a band. He goes, this is the next logical step in whatever my life is. I'll go out on the road with Alice Cooper and Joe Perry or whatever that stupid band is. Hollywood Vampires, right? He was always strumming the old banjo. I'm a rock star too.
Stroking the banjo.
Yeah, stroking the banjo like Dick from Dayton.
He just kind of let himself go.
Who?
Johnny Depp.
What do you mean let himself go?
60.
It doesn't matter.
I think he looks pretty good.
He does look good. And
he's not 25
not
anymore.
Guy.
Yeah, he's not a smooth-faced baby doll like he was.
Who was the guy we were talking about yesterday that was like shredded and he's
Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw.
Okay. He's 55 and he's hot.
But he's out touring. Tim McGraw's got to run around on stage for 2 hours every night. It's in his best interest to be in good shape.
But it's not like Johnny Depp's in bad shape.
Right. He doesn't look like Gerard Depardieu. That guy's a friggin' sex symbol.
Who was his name?
Gerard Depardieu. That guy was a sex symbol in France.
Gerard Depardieu.
Don't try it. You won't find him. This guy's a sex symbol in France. Yeah. He looked like Everest in a muumuu. Women were swooning over this guy because it's France.
I found him.
Okay, let me give you some money here. It's $1,000, a chance for you to go fund yourself. Listen closely and good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword SPRING at WMMS.com. That's SPRING. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
Go ahead.
I found out who the guy is.
Who?
Matt Dillon.
Oh, yeah, I love Matt Dillon.
Yes.
He was not like a 90s heartthrob.
He was in There's Something About Mary.
Yes, he was. He was a heartthrob.
I think he was in a few things.
He was in
but
The
Greasers.
Greasers.
Somebody texted me and said...
And The Outsiders.
The Greasers?
Sorry, The Outsiders.
Somebody texted me. She's thinking about the guy from Something About Mary.
Yes.
I just thought Ben Stiller. I'm like, she's not thinking about Ben Stiller.
But it was
Matt
There's
Dillon.
Something About, because that's the movie I was picturing, and I was like, It's not Harlan Williams. Who's this tall, goofy guy? Matt Dillon. That's who I'm thinking of.
See, I would have never thought of him as a goofy guy.
I wouldn't either. And I wouldn't have. I was trying to think of like
Not
like
goofy
actors.
like Harlan Williams. No.
No, but I was also thinking of actors that weren't that successful or recognizable. Or,
He's not that good looking.
Matt
he's
Dillon?
Not that. Yeah. He's kind of got a weird face.
You're wrong there.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's who I was thinking of. That's who that guy looks like. A mix between Harlan Williams
it's in
and
Wild
Matt Dillon.
Things, right? Him and Kevin Bacon.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't think? Okay, this that looks kind of like Harlan Williams.
I think he looks like a regular dude. I would never look
me
at
see
him
the
and say,
picture.
"Oh, he looks like Harlan Williams."
Yeah, he's hot.
But that's me.
Okay,
He
well
looks
that's
like the
what I
guy
was
that
thinking of.
hangs out like outside a gas station.
As the Midwest president of the Matt Dillon fan club, Mary, I must tell you that Anytime you want to leave a message on our after hours line, you can. 216-986-8903.
Alan, hey, what are the odds Rick and Mozgov's son are chopping it up in the afterlife? You know, I'm picturing Mozgov's son maybe slinging a little beats on rye. You know, Rick putting on a little stick and move clinic. Sounds like a hell of a time. Who knows? Maybe Bob Saget's there. That Mike from Mike Sr. or whatever. Maybe A.K.A. Becky. Who knows? What do you think?
Oh, is that in? Yeah, A.K.A. Becky. You know, a couple other people we haven't heard from in a long time are Darnell and Donnie. I'm less inclined to worry about Donnie because, you know, he would go long periods of time without her. But we haven't heard from Darnell since before COVID.
Everybody Loves Mayor, I think, was the last thing he did for us.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people we haven't heard. Listen, Rick and Moscov's son. Yeah. First of all, what do I think? I think there's no afterlife. Past that, you might be onto something. I don't know.
You say either, I say
yo.
You say neither, and I say
You know.
either, and either.
Tell me about
Let's call the whole thing off. Yes, you like potato, and I like.
wow.
You like tomato, and I like
What's wrong with the Cavaliers?
potato,
Can get right.
tomato.
Why?
Let's call the whole thing off.
I heard Rick pop up in one of the Sum Of shows,
Whoa.
and it made me pine for Rick's voice again.
I mentioned watching When Harry Met Sally for the first time on a flight, and that song's in it. And it's just like a montage thing, and that's the background song.
Yeah,
And when he
let's
goes,
call
you
the
say
whole thing.
potato, and I go, wow. It's like, oh, all right.
What's wrong with the Cavaliers?
Right.
I got a really funny, I thought of you, Mary, but I got a funny thing from just a press release that gets sent to me all the time. And from a Zodiac lady, from an astrologer, right?
Yes, let's do it.
The NBA Finals are set to begin on June the 2nd, and if the Cleveland Cavaliers want to win it all next year, it may be time to look beyond statistics and into the stars.
Love it. I'm into sports
This
now.
woman did zodiac signs of every NBA player using stats and then attaching it to their zodiac signs as somehow connected.
They are.
The best overall sign as far as performance in the NBA goes is Pisces. Wow. You're looking at people like Stephen Curry?
Yeah, Stephen Curry.
I feel stupid asking, but I
call him Stephen.
Steph.
Steph Curry. Yeah, there you go. The Cleveland Cavaliers, the three most common signs on this year's team were Libra, Scorpio, and Virgo. Very low percentages of success in the 15s here. It might be time to bring in a team astrologer, she said, because the Cavaliers need to focus more on their astrology. Scorpios are poor defenders, ranking dead last in steals and blocks. And she says that explains why Karl Anthony Towns faced so much criticism for his defense with the Timberwolves.
It's just statistics, guys.
It's just statistics. Why not bring in an astrologer to try to figure out what's going on with the NBA?
Should be illegal.
You're illegal.
I feel like in society,
You're not real. Like Creed on The Office? What?
I feel like in society, the best sign, the most successful sign is Virgo.
Sagittarius.
What do you mean in society? That's an extraordinarily broad statement to make.
Most of the
What's
famous
success?
people. Well, I'm just saying the most famous people I know are Virgos.
You don't know any famous people.
That's a great way to.
That's got nothing to do with level of
quantify it.
success.
Yeah.
That simply means that you know who they are. You know who a lot of weirdo people are.
Famous Sagittarius is Sagittarii?
Go ahead.
Britney Spears, Nicki Minaj, Jay-Z, Taylor Swift, Brad Pitt, Miley Cyrus. These are all Tina Turner,
All right, well, let me get
ScarJo,
There's
Virgo
going to be
director.
people
Tyra
with all
Banks.
of them.
Ozzy
As
Osbourne.
I understand it, a lot of people have birthdays.
No.
And so a lot of people will correspond to some kind of zodiac sign.
Okay. Virgo celebrities: Beyonce, Zendaya, Selma Hayek, Idris
But
Elba.
what are you trying to prove?
Michael Jackson. Which side of the coin does he pop up
He said
on?
that they're the most famous.
He's on.
not
He's
true.
a Virgo.
No,
August-
I understand. I'm saying what side of the success versus popularity coin does he pop up on?
Just saying successful in society.
Right.
Jennifer Hudson, Melissa McCarthy,
In society.
Pink, Keke Palmer.
But why Virgo as opposed to every other sign? Because you're a Virgo?
Yes.
No,
Is that why? Well, then what's your standard? Why? Why did you zero in on Virgo?
because I heard that somewhere, and taking it as true.
He's taking a very scientific approach to it. He heard it somewhere.
So you're just repeating
Can't cite
something.
his source,
I
but he's
see.
like,
Prince Harry,
I like it.
It sounded good to you because you're a Virgo.
Chris Pine,
Right.
Leos are
Shania
up
Twain,
He's still just rattling off names.
He's just naming celebrities.
name-
Taraji P. Henson.
Right, not to be confused with Taraji H. Henson, who of course worked for the Muppet organization for
Taraji
many
Henson.
Henson. Taraji Henson. Jim Henson's long lost daughter, of course. From Henson. I got to take a break. If you want to text for anything, 35192. You can listen and leave messages however you want on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.